Hello, my creepy crawlies, and welcome back. We are live for another edition of Ice Cream Queens. And let's just jump right in. I would like to bring in my wicked co hosts, Lauren and
Hi.
Kat. And I do believe
Hi.
Magda will be joining us shortly. I think she's having some connection issues. How is everyone doing?
I'm doing wicked.
Kat, how about you? How are you this evening?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Glad to be here, actually.
Lauren, what are you wearing? Let me see. I see a crown.
Oh, yes. You should see me in the crown. All right, I am feeling a little fishy this evening.
Lovely. So I came in flying from CreepyCon this past weekend, and I am, as you can see, still totally decked out as Lady D, and time to wash this.
Yay, con crud.
Yes.
I feel so underdressed with y'all tonight.
No, not at all. Not at all. You look gorgeous as usual. Okay, quick question. Have you seen the announcement for the new Wednesday movie? And they have now officially casted Morticia and Gomez. It's Catherine Zeta-Jones, and somebody remind me, who is the
words I can't say live?
Did I hear that Christina Ricci, did I hear that right? That she was going to be in it, or was I dreaming that up?
I think you might have been dreaming. My understanding is Wednesday is a bit older version of Wednesday and of Morticia and Gomez. And I don't know. Perhaps we will see Christina Ricci.
Like a cameo or something. Yeah.
I would love that. I would love for her to put her stamp of approval. You know, I'm not too bad with the concept of Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. I think that she will be great. I've seen a lot of feedback on, I think his name is Louis Guzman. Is that correct?
Oh, he's actually, yes. He'll be good. I think
he's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of people that are kind of balking at the casting just because we are so used to Raul Julia and his suave, sophisticated self. And yes, tell me. And now we are kind of leaning back towards the original version of Gomez, which was kind of a bit of a goofy, frumpy character originally in the comics.
And see, I'm all about the dad bod. Bring on the goofy, frumpy guy. Let him have the dad bod and let him still be attractive. Let's do this.
I agree. He won me from the Count of Monte Cristo. If that's the same guy I'm thinking of, who was he's already won me, so we're good. And Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's exotic, so she'll do well.
I think she will do a wonderful job. I'm not really familiar with Wednesday, but I actually was seeing a little bit of Christina Ricci in her appearance. So I'm kind of hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. We're just going to keep an open mind. So
I haven't seen the casting for Wednesday yet.
I was more interested in
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
I'd be more interested in Catherine Zeta-Jones too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All righty.
I already like her. She's got my name, so she's going to do good.
There you go. That's a little different spelling, though. So tonight, we are going to be discussing something that we all love very, very much, and that is bad boys. And I want to bring in our special guests. First off, the Jowers, who is probably one of the best Joker cosplayers I have ever met.
Luis Guzman is his name, and you put some respect on it, all right? Luis Guzman.
Okay, Luis Guzman. I'm sorry. Settle down, clown thing. Settle down.
Sassy.
I also would like to bring in our new friend, a friend of yours, Lauren. This is Serious Moonlight. His name is Dan. He is a David Bowie tribute artist and a phenomenal Jareth the Goblin King. Welcome. How are you this evening?
I am excellent, and I wanted to show this because I'm not in makeup, and this is exactly what I look like with the makeup on.
Yes.
A sculpture I had done of myself in my full gear. So
Square.
I appreciate that.
And last but not least, let's bring in Loki Hates You. Hello.
Everyone, how are you tonight?
Very well. How are we doing? Are we good?
Oh, I feel wonderful.
Oh, we're gorgeous.
Yes, all of you are.
All of us, not just us, you as well.
Aw.
Aw, so
six of
hello.
I'm here to support my
Y'all-
best bud, Jowers. I can't say that right. That's my Yankee coming out.
Y'all are already coming in with fans. I like it.
Nice.
I do too. Mr. J looking fly.
So I have to ask while y'all are here, before we jump subjects too much, do you have any opinions on the new Addams Family casting? Any
Please.
yay or nays?
You were talking about it earlier. Who's playing Gomez?
Louise.
Joker, say it correctly.
Luis Guzman.
That's
A beloved American actor who apparently someone, Ursula, can't get the name right. Terrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Damn it,
I
Ursula.
think he'll be fine. And Catherine Zeta-Jones is phenomenal. So
Oh.
yeah, I think that's going to be great.
Emphasis is on the Mon, much like the cereal mascot Cinnamon.
Cool.
I've been studying Midgardian culture for quite some time now, and I take a lot of pride in the pop culture icons.
That was quite a deep cut reference.
I do my best. When I cut deep.
You do. In good taste, though.
So
I'm having too much fun.
I know you are already. You're
Easy
loving this,
crowd.
are you? So I want to tell people that we are live, and as you're watching, we are posting or we are streaming from several different platforms. And whether you are watching us on Facebook Live or you are watching us on YouTube or wherever you might be watching us from, please post a comment. We will get to those throughout the evening. And settle down, clown thing. Settle down.
If you were 12 feet tall, I'd say something to you.
I'm not 12 feet tall and have a
Alright,
dump
11 and
truck
a half.
ass. What?
So
I know,
since
it's a
we're
lovely
live, should I be wearing trousers or am I?
We're good.
I'm in pajama
Not-
pants.
I mean,
Yeah, so to say, you can
I'm
be
just
as
wearing a
free
Speedo
from
down
the waist down as you want.
I mean, being the Jareth cosplayer in the group, the below the waist thing is rather important.
Yes.
I think
Just put a
I
close
should-
up on that right there.
I think I should keep it under wraps for now.
Even with pants on, it's mildly inappropriate. Yes.
So I wanted to go ahead and throw out a question, and let's just kind of get rolling into this. So obviously, we have some characters that are just very. This is your go-to characters. This is who you have become. And unlike Lauren and ourselves, we kind of bounce between a couple of characters. And how did you pick? Let's start with you, Joker, Chris. Let's start with you. How did you decide that Joker was going to become your go-to character?
Well, I ticked off a roided up jock who threw me into some toxic chemicals, and well, I just went with it. Actually, I did the Joker voice for a long time. I really never did the character. I did something called Arkham for America, where we did the inmates of Arkham Asylum, did letters to the troops during the Iraqi and Afghan war. And I did the Joker voice for that, Bane, Killer Croc, and Dr. Arkham. And a lot of my friends, we all sort of filled out the cast. And people heard the Joker voice in Memphis, and they just thought I should do the character. And so I started doing it for charity events first. Because let's be honest, Comic-Con's weird.
It is.
Walking around out there. I like scaring the normal people. But anyway, that's where it all started. I just started doing the voice and then the makeup and learned how to do all that and went with the character. And then this real big guy, let's call him Bury Me Bones, likes to try me, beat me up at night. But that's just, that's just the journey I'm on. That's who I am.
That's
All
just
right.
your personal fun.
I know. And this sounds like it's so just close to you. So now, I am a Loki Hates You fan. I am a big fan. I might be fangirling just a hair. So I would like to find just a bit. Tell me, please, I mean, obviously, you look so much like Tom Hiddleston already. So, I mean, we can see that. We're going to comment.
I have been likened to every skinny white guy with long hair who's ever lived, and so Loki was the natural choice. Yes. I had a job a while back in the entertainment industry in post production, and we had the unparalleled honor of working on a few of the earlier Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. And in my line of work, you get a certain shot from a film and you stare at it for hours and hours and hours. And some of the people who happen to get shots with our friend Tom Hiddleston would always stop by my desk and say, "There's a guy in this movie who looks just like you." And I said, "He looks nothing like me." And after a few more months of hearing that over and over and over again, and at the time my hair grew in approximate timing with the transition from Thor to Avengers, where Loki's hair did the same, it naturally became something that I became inclined to oblige. And so the costume was made, and now I'm here on this podcast, and it's Sunday night. I get to do a silly voice for everyone. It's just delightful.
It's lovely. We find you very charming already, so we're just going to go with that.
Wonderful.
Now, I know I can't do that. It's like mine are always like, okay. So, Dan, Serious Moonlight, you have a very interesting background, and you are not your traditional cosplayer, but you are a tribute artist. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came to be a tribute artist for David Bowie, and just tell us a little bit about your background? I mean, this is incredible to me.
My wife is a genius.
Of course.
She introduced me to the world of cosplay, and we were just on a road trip one day, and I was trying to figure out how to monetize what I do as a musician, as an actor. And she just said the words Bowie tribute band. Now I drum as well, and I play Ringo in a Beatles tribute band. Really good band. None of us look anything like the Beatles. We've got the outfits. We've got really awful wigs. But the band's really good. They're all good players, and so we try to copy sounds best we can. So I think that's what kind of sparked it in her head to you sing Bowie and you can sound like him and you can look like him if we get the get up. And so the funny thing is, we got into the Labyrinth several years ago because she used to run a burlesque troupe, and she did a Labyrinth burlesque show, scripted based on the Labyrinth, but made it all sexy. And she played Jareth. So when she founded her company, the Goblin King Players, we shadow cast the movie The Labyrinth with, so the movie's playing and we act out characters in front of the film. And she played Jareth because she had all the costumes already. This was 4 years ago. And so now that we've started the Bowie tribute act and I've got all the Jareth costumes, we're like, well, now we've got to do it again because I look more like him. But anyway, so we put the band together and we had a bunch of gigs last year. And of course, they all got shit canned because of the pandemic.
Yes.
So I went down, I put a lot of energy into all of my online things. We were doing online concerts, doing like folk and harmony shows and stuff, just my wife and myself. And I was putting a lot of energy into my TikTok account, and Jareth was the one that blew up. And so that's the bulk of it. If you scroll through, you'll occasionally find dressed as Ziggy or Aladdin Sane or whatever. But Jareth is what people like, and it's like Jareth and a TikTok trend, and that's what's going to blow up, So that's really how it started, and now it's I'm hiring myself out as Jareth for parties just to walk around, and I can do the crystal ball a little bit. I can do this. That's it. I can't do the switch.
See, seen you do the crystal ball a little
impressive.
bit.
What's that?
I've seen you do the crystal ball a little bit. I was amazed. I have what was that thing called? That, you know what I'm talking about, the little ball thing.
Fushigi.
Fushigi.
That's it. I have
was
one. I
popular
basically
in
can throw it at somebody, and that's about it.
Well, you've seen the extent of my abilities. So.
Okay, so I have a question. Hello, friends and foes. I know who
Back to the
that
cereal
is.
box.
This is a comment about Chris Jowers.
Dun, 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 dun.
Calling you out.
Oh dear, Mr. J
I
is
have a few of those.
drinking. Oh, okay. I do have to. Best joker ever. Okay, I do have I have to ask a question. We're just going to keep these rolling.
Oh.
Give Jowers my address, please. Thirsty. Oh God, they're getting thirsty already. I know.
Can you blame them?
Joker thirst begins. Okay, so I saw at least Lauren and Kat and myself light up in regards to a labyrinth burlesque. Is that on YouTube? Is that somewhere that we can go and enjoy this? Please?
I don't know that we have any record of it. It was. I used to run a theater company out the back of a coffee shop, and that was where we played. He had an extra room, and we had a stage built in there. And I was the tech guy for the show. I was doing lights and sound and things. And I don't know that we filmed it. I'm sure there are pictures I could find and send you all, but it was quite wonderful. We mashed up the story with Sarah stuck in this thing. It's kind of like, does anybody? I know we're trying to keep this PG-13, but is anybody else aware that there was an adult film based on Alice Through the Looking Glass?
No.
Maybe.
But I mean, there's a rule out there. If it's out there, there's a thing out there.
Right, Rule 34 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
we were having that discussion, weren't we?
The labyrinth burlesque was basically that. Sarah's going through the labyrinth and basically propositioned by everybody she meets, and Ludo was a sub who lost her dom. It was just brilliant. It was so much fun. And of course, when she meets the doors with the knockers, you can let your imagination run wild.
Perk up, Lauren. Perk up, Lauren.
What?
What?
It was great fun, but really, it goes back to that I'm doing what I do now, and it's wonderful. I love it.
So I have a question for all three of you. If you had to choose someone new, a new villain, if you had to.
That's a very difficult question.
I know. You're welcome.
This costume has become much less about what I want.
It's more of what we want.
It from the beginning has really never been that much in my personal interest, but a villain that I would actually personally be invested in.
Yeah.
Would be something probably more grandiose, perhaps something from the Transformers universe. I would always like to wear something big and enormous, but here I am. I fit the role, and therefore I play it.
And we are happy about that.
We are very happy little clams.
Well, I'm always happy to please a clam. Read into that as you may.
Can I throw out the audience participation question really quick before I forget? Because we totally have one, and I suck at remembering to put those out there. But we do have what is your best laid plan to rule or destroy the world? Please leave answers in the comments, and we will add those to the show and comment on those. Okay, so next, pick who would you be if you were not your cosplay, if you were not your character?
I want to see what else is behind that Joker face.
Tease. They're gonna have to work a little harder. I know they bow down in the Goblin Kingdom. It's gonna have to throw like a steakhouse or something my way first.
I've got some goblins who are willing and eager. Let's just put it that way.
I have actually seen
Safe
you.
word is Fraggle Rock.
I think I've actually seen you in something other than the Joker. And there's
I like to let my hair down as much as the next girl. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And it takes a lot to put, I've got to put a lot of pancake make on because, I look like the ultimate Trump supporter, shockingly white. So what I like to go for is Captain Boomerang has been a huge hit, actually, but Captain Boomerang's good. Owlman is something I've been building. Green Goblin. I'd love to put a little Norman Osborn on it, but if I could have my druthers and I could have my money, a little Victor Von Doom wouldn't be a little untoward.
Oh, yes.
Especially because I could cuss at people wearing the mask and they wouldn't know. But I'd like to, before we jump on, I want to add something. I have been at many conventions with Mr. Loki over there. He went to one in Philadelphia, and he showed up with the regalia. He had the horns, the armor. Stopped traffic. You understand me? Children to grown people were stopping. Guys that look like bikers were walking around going, man, is that Loki? He's that good, people. It's shockingly Asgardian is what I like. Yes, he made a pass at me, but that's a later date. That's a whole other conversation.
And there might have been wine involved.
I need more of that conversation.
Mimic guardians oftentimes underplay the strength of their own libations. So things can happen here.
This is high C. This is high C.
I like this drink. Shall we have another? Oh, wrong character. My bad.
All right, Jareth, your turn. Go.
Well, there are two that spring to mind immediately. I would chop off my nose to play Voldemort. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But Ray Fiennes was wonderful. Yes. I'm kicking myself for when the first Harry Potter movie came out, and I didn't just fly to Hollywood and just knock on every door until I got that role because, oh my god,
that would be awesome.
What a villain. But the other one the one that sprang to mind first when you asked the question was Liz Taylor from American Horror Story. And I did a photo shoot as Liz Taylor, and it went very well. And Dennis O'Hare liked him. So on Instagram, he's like, "Oh, that's nice." Like, and he commented.
Those are like ultimate props right there. When the actor actually recognizes you and says, "I put my stamp of approval on this."
Well, David Bowie did visit me in a dream and tell me, put his hand on my head and said, "You need to grow some fucking hair." I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I said no F-bombs. Can we edit this?
That's the one.
We will act like we didn't hear that. Those happen occasionally.
It's not
13, you get one F-bomb.
One. Usually goes to Deadpool, but hey.
It's also not too late.
He's not here, is he?
It's possible that Moby or John Malkovich may also visit you in a dream in the future. So,
John,
and just kick me in the junk, both of them. Actually, on my personal profile on TikTok, my name at the banner name is Skippy Malkovich. And somebody commented, it was a political post, something about the anti-maskers or anti-vaxxers or something. And somebody just totally out of context said, "Oh, it's John Malkovich, unknown cousin." And I just died. So I immediately changed my display name to Skippy Malkovich.
I mean, I don't think it would be out of line for you to do a Cyrus the Virus cosplay.
Oh, I like
that. Okay, I'm loving that.
It's nice being the only bald git in the group.
How do you know we're not bald?
That was a good question. Your cosplayers, these could all be wigs. I don't know.
I know they could be. Kat,
are you bald?
I like to leave that a mystery for everybody. So I always get a lot of questions. Is my hair fake? Is it So,
okay, so I have
just
to ask.
For me to know.
Do you ever have people just randomly come up and touch your hair? Just like, let me touch.
Who, me?
Yes, because that happens. That happens to me.
Really? Weird. I guess I don't. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a very approachable looking kind of person either. So
I
I'm
don't
just
think so.
Nobody
Fear
really
is
think
always
this is
the-
approachable?
Have the
I don't know. I don't think I have.
I had about 3 people walk up and ask me where I got my wig at the last con. So that was pretty like, oh, you think it's my wig. Yeah.
So
Gareth, Victor Freeze, just throwing it out there. You nail it. You nail it.
I'm so sad that no one chose the devil from Labyrinth, just saying. Tim Curry anything.
Well,
You mean legend?
Legend. What did I say?
Legend.
Did I say
I know what you
Labyrinth?
meant.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
Not David Bowie.
having
Y'all got me all like.
Tim.
It's
Yeah.
funny though that everyone and probably most of the people watching knew exactly what you meant.
Right? Sorry, it's because you're here and I'm a little
It's like-
fangirling because I watch you on TikTok.
Isn't his name Darkness?
Yes.
Isn't it
It's
Darkness?
Darkness.
Okay, thank you.
In
Yeah.
legend, not labyrinth.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
fangirling.
It's all
Give us a
kind of
moment.
together.
You're on the thinnest of ice right now. I just want you to know that you're on the thinnest of ice.
Oh, she's
Oh
fine.
gosh, no, I
I've
can't
got your back.
swim like
Don't
I'm
worry
not
about
an
it.
Ursula or anything.
Oh, Loki, that is still my Joker.
having
I am getting the feeling that Heidi is laying claim to people over here. Shall we challenge that?
Heidi's
That's
like
actually
putting her
Harley's screen
stamp.
names. We're trying to work it out. It's a whole thing.
You know what? Heidi has been a joy. She actually did our pinup show with us, and she was an absolute blast. She was so much fun, especially when we started talking about beefcake. Did you guys notice that, or was that just me?
I
Okay.
think I missed the beefcake conversation,
I missed. It's been. I've slept.
which is funny because usually I'm at the center of that conversation.
Every guest today is the center of
You and me both, Laffy son. Woo!
Okay, so I do have a question, and I'm going to throw this out there. So this past weekend, as I mentioned, I was at a con, and I was dressed pretty much like this, just in some very, very tall platform shoes. And there was a woman that was in the crowd who was cosplaying Lady D, and she managed to stand in front of my table. And here I am. I'm like, hey, come here, hey. And she will not look at me. It's like the people around her are like, look. And she won't look at me. She will not interact with me. And I mean, she looked glorious. And I'm like, I want a picture with her. Have you ever encountered somebody who deliberately avoids you in your cosplay? Okay. All right. Hit a nerve. Somebody go first. Jump in. Anybody?
Please, Chris.
Bueller?
Mr. J, go first.
You know what? Thank you. Used to be a villain. One of the things that I find at conventions is there are people who are deathly afraid of clowns. So when you're a Joker, you have to learn to read the room. Because when people have a phobia, the fear is obvious. So I don't care if you're playing the most blood-soaked, sadistic Joker, like myself. You pay attention to that, and you avoid those people. You don't approach them. You leave them be. The other people that avoid me like the plague are people who like to take butt shots of women when they're not paying attention. One of my little hobbies is to drive those people insane with psychological torture, let's call it that. And there's
like
people
you
who have
here.
stories of me legit doing that to people at conventions.
I can imagine.
But no, I believe whatever character you're being, if there's a chance people have that phobia, you have to pay attention to the crowd. You have to be respectful to people. And it's hard.
Now
for me
I
to
have
say
a question. I have a question of something you just said. Is that a thing at a con where people are taking butt shots of women? Is that
Yeah.
a normal?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
That's a thing
Oh.
anywhere there's a man. I'm
Yes.
afraid.
We are terrible
That's true.
creations. I'll tell
That's
you
true.
that.
Yes.
Men are garbage. I'm sorry. The worse than goblins.
And that's coming from the guy that used to be a horse. That's how deep his knowledge goes. All right.
No,
When it comes to cons, a lot of cosplays are very revealing in certain areas, and so it did become quite a problem for a while of people doing stuff like that. And then we have our fun anti-heroes who come in and wait, which way are you? Their way. and assist whenever things like that.
It's the closest I ever get to be the Punisher, and it's awesome.
Forming a community and having.
You don't just turn around and be like, let me make sure you get the good side, so you're not,
No, I kicked someone in between the legs.
I'll give you an example. A friend of mine was dressed as Enchantress from Suicide Squad. And she did a fantastic job. She's absolutely wonderful. Angel of Azeroth, for the people that are looking online for costumes. She's absolutely wonderful. She did a great job, and this guy is sort of like trying to basically take a low shot that is just inappropriate. So I came up behind him as the Joker, and I said, if you take that picture, I'm going to have to take that phone and put it somewhere special. He didn't take the picture.
Good for you.
I will comment. Angel has been on the show before, and she was at TupeloCon with us, or not with us, but she was there on her own, and she was wearing that beautiful Twi'lek belly dancing. Oh my gosh! And she was attracting some less than desirable attention. And fortunately, the Cabana Boy was around because he wanders around and takes photos, as you guys probably know. And I gave him permission. I'm like, you are more than welcome at any given point to walk up and say, that's my daughter. Please stop being a jerk. I mean, just do what it takes to get them away from her, get them away from anybody. But yes, I think we have all been somewhat manhandled, and you did comment, Lauren, that sometimes we do wear some very revealing outfits, and we know going into it, it's like sometimes the conversation is going to be from here to here. We know that, and we don't necessarily fault people. It's just when you try to reach out and touch someone that we have issues a lot of times. So.
Well, yeah, but I don't care if it's at a con or walking down the street or going to the bank. You can be butt-ass naked. That's not consent.
It is not consent.
No one has the right to take your picture. No one has the right to touch you in any way. You've made me break character. I'm so angry.
No.
We're such a picture society nowadays, though. So you're always getting filmed, and it just, and I'm not saying the butt shots or anything like that, but it's just anywhere you go, people are snapping your photo, and it just,
Right. And in costume, you want that. You want somebody to get a picture of you and, hey, you look great. Let me take a picture. That's what it's for. And people use that as an excuse to be a pervert. And that's just so infuriating.
I think at the center of it all, we should aim to be part of a community, constructive members and supportive people, and coming back to seeing a cosplayer with the same look as you, being part of the community in a much less serious sort of way. To see someone else wearing what you're wearing, support them. Get excited to see another Joker and another Jareth and another Loki. And that to turn your back and to try and be the more prestigious or the better looking, or even earlier we were receiving comments of the best Joker. And while it's a very nice thing to say, making comparisons is not always the best compliment to give. And so when I would hope that if I'm at a convention sometime in the distant future, as I don't plan to attend in the near future, and other Lokis see me, I hope they feel welcome to approach me and to have a conversation about the lore and how uncomfortable the horns can be when you're in your 10th hour of wearing them. That's why no one wants to be the devil from Legend, by the way. It's very, very heavy on the head.
I want to. Is that bad? I want to.
Well,
let's make this happen.
Once you round hour 6, I invite you to give me another.
No.
That's not a helmet you can just take off. It's
mine. It still hurts. Yeah.
It's
I'm not gonna lie.
I may have for the bathroom. Like, then somebody's got something on camera for you, taking it in there. And
I'm just kidding. On what my good Asgardian friend was saying, is that when I go to a convention and there's always jokers, there's always a ton of jokers. Every one of them is the Joker. I go up to them and I talk to them. They are the Joker. They're my cousin. They're my brother. Every Harley is Harley. Every Batman is Batman. I don't care what they're dressed like. I don't care what version they're doing. You treat them the same, and it's inclusive, and you get a great reaction from people when you do that.
Yes.
When you embrace the diversity, and you treat them with 100% equality. It is fantastic what happens.
Yes, and
unlike what Loki did to me at Philadelphia, but we'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
Oh no, we will talk about that now. What did Loki do to you?
Yeah,
Loki?
we need to know.
Loki, we want to know.
We went for ramen, and someone stiffed me on the cheek.
oh, well, okay.
I
We had
helped him with his bug bite. And he stiffed me on the cheek.
We had a short conversation about Raul Julia and his work earlier, and I just want to say to the lovely man in the white makeup right now, while you may feel you have been slighted on that occasion, for me, it was just Tuesday.
I really want to be mad, but you quoted Raul from Street Fighter, and I've got nothing. You've bested me. You can't beat M. Bison.
Y'all got me in the feels.
Well done.
You like hit me right here because I'm like, yay, we're gonna talk about villains. I love villains. Villains are so villainy, and these are like the nicest guys I've ever met.
I know. They're so nice. I love them.
No, we need to change that.
Even this guy, this guy, even this guy's pretty not this guy.
I'm fantastic.
Where the hell's the camera? Okay, I know
That one.
Yeah, that one. Thank you. I don't know. I'm kind of enamored with every one of them, but that's kind of my thing. So
To rule the world, I would have to take from Pinky and the Brain in Star Trinity shiny pants to dazzle and befuddle the masses.
Who was that? Let's go back.
And feed the hyenas.
Pinky and the Brain.
That was the best.
So long ago.
That was the best
Little screen
comment.
names.
Jareth can testify that the proper choice of pants will up your status in your world ruling and conquest.
Hey, up your status, buddy. Oh, I'm sorry. You meant that as a compliment. My fault.
Well, Jareth's codpiece in his room 5 minutes before he does, so I guess he knows what he's talking about.
It really does.
I like that. We're gonna take sides over here. People are gonna be putting
we?
their money on one side or the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies, if you were taking your bets between Loki, a god, Joker, the crown prince of crime, or the Goblin King, who would your money be on? Let's go. Bets. Place bets.
I demand
It's a
on
fight or
context. We're going to need some kind of setting for this choice of weaponry. The common conversation that happens with comic book nerds. You can't just pose a question like that. You must establish rules.
Time.
You can't just say who would win in a fight, Wolverine or Wolverine. You have to establish whether the fight is in space.
You have to be specific. Are we fighting or are we stealing children?
Y'all are having a dance-off. We're gonna have a dance-off.
Oh, dance off. I'm out.
Dance off.
Have you seen the movie?
Oh, no.
Have you seen Dance Magic Dance? No, I'm out.
I want the dance-off.
That's all I've got. And this.
Now, if it comes to taking care of teenagers, I think I've got the leg up here.
There you are.
If it's a dance off,
As long as you don't
Loki.
burn them up in a building or something like that.
No, C4. C4 is the way to go.
Absolutely.
You want the evidence to be everywhere.
And honestly, we are not giving children to the Goblin King. We're volunteering as tribute. So yeah.
Either way, I would choose. I would choose to bow out of this question entirely, as it is my belief that Loki's superpower is losing. And so, in doing so, I have immediately won.
Okay, but can we imagine if they teamed up though? If Loki The Joker, if they're all teamed up into one giant force to take over the world.
Okay.
Well, I can't imagine what the mission statement of that group would be.
Insanity.
You know what?
Insanity.
Avengers Loki?
Chaos rules.
Yes. Loki, the series Loki?
No.
Listen, I am needed a way back into the universe. So if you don't like the series, that's your own prerogative. But I get to be a thing again. So 2 thumbs up on the series for me.
2 thumbs way up. I could just see the Joker and Loki sitting there arguing over some aspect of some plan, and Jareth just like sitting on the throne like, will y'all stop it?
You know what? I think she gets us.
Leg
I
propped
think
up.
she's got us down.
That's exactly. I'm just going to bust into you, remind me of the Babe, and shut the conversation down because you cannot not respond to that. But really, it's Loki's a god. The Joker is brilliant at psychological manipulation, and Jareth doesn't exist. He's completely a figment of Sarah's imagination, and so he can do whatever the storyteller demands. So it's a pretty good team, in my estimation. We are messing with everyone, and no one knows what to expect.
So if there's any like fan writers, what is it called? Help me.
Fan fiction?
Fan fiction writers listening.
Can we call this Suicide Squad 3?
This is a mashup I want to be a part of.
Suicide Squad man meat.
Can we have it take place in
that goes
Democrat's
back to
Castle?
Jareth's films of choice back from a previous one.
It's all tied up in a neat little package.
And it's going to happen in a castle inhabited by vampire women. How about that? Can we go there? Can we start there?
Why not?
Yeah, I like this.
Look, I dated a blonde. I know all about bloodsuckers. I'm fine. I don't need to repeat that trip.
I'm actually
I hear she's a bit crazy.
I'm partial to blondes myself, especially if they are a blonde myself.
Yes, you know what? I was a little creeped out by that. I'm like, there are some creepy relationships, but Loki dating Loki, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is that,
This is a no kink shame zone. All right. That's
I
his
think
thing.
I just
Let him have it. Let him have it.
She was lovely.
Broke his neck. Okay? Let him get past it.
Narcissists are often turned off by other narcissists unless that narcissist that you're into is the same narcissist that you are, in which case you're very into it.
Hey,
you love me. I love me too.
To me, so
Okay.
who might have thrown stones.
So I could see something with Loki, though. I could see a new character kind of forming here with the blonde hair. I'm seeing something from Silence of the Lambs here.
That's called Buffalo Bill.
Yes. I'm seeing where there could be a new character in your future that,
I have my variant. It's
you might be able to pull that one.
It's hard to.
I got the middle image. In
my defense.
Once it's there. You can't take it back.
Right. It's
Close the road,
Bill.
Close the road.
Oh, Christopher, welcome. If it helps soften the blow, her name is Sophie, and mine is Loki. So,
this doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Sylvie, I'm sorry, not Sophie. Sometimes I.
Yeah, they take it real serious, buddy. Real.
And now Sylvie wants to know who is Sophie.
Don't worry about it. That was a long time ago. Princes and princesses, you understand.
It's when she asks about Mr. Eds when you got to worry.
That was an unfortunate consequence of
There's the question again.
There it is. What is your best plan to rule, destroy the world?
All right, you know what? Let's throw that out to our guys on the panel here. What is your best laid plan to rule or destroy the world?
Well, kidnapping babies didn't work.
No.
Try kidnapping the women.
Running a goblin army.
You think that'll work?
the useless. And kidnapping women is frowned upon for obvious reasons. So I'm still working on it. There was a Pinky and the Brain reference earlier, so I might look into that a little bit. Something.
What are we doing today?
Get a brilliant genetically modified mouse and have him run my goblin army. And I don't know what I'm doing. The wine's talking now. I don't know.
Oh, no, we're
Ask
fine.
him. Maybe he's got an idea.
Who's him?
Backwards. It's always backwards.
Oh, okay.
It's the worm.
It's the worm.
He's just a worm. It's a cross.
Hello. I said hello.
It's a cross-stitch worm. Isn't he adorable?
You need to stop it.
I love this guy.
It's
And I will
adorable.
never stop it.
See, now I just want to crochet a little one, like a 3D one, out of little yarn. Be really
Yeah.
cute.
I've got a clay one as well that someone baked for us.
I feel that I recognize that worm from somewhere.
I've got a worm that got baked. That's
So the question about world domination is who must I lose to in order to win the world? And I feel that the American elections are the perfect place to start. Seems like whoever wins loses, and whoever loses wins. And so Loki for president 2024. And whoever wins, may the best man lose.
That's brilliant.
I can't get
I'm
my
voting.
wine glass close enough to you to cheers that.
Yes. I'd vote for
Absolutely.
Loki. How about you? Who would vote for Loki?
I would vote for Loki.
Well,
I would vote for
I
Loki.
think the
I'm
votes
okay.
are in, and that will
Yes.
secure me a nice tidy loss within
You have a
the
total of
state's
3.
electoral system. I could gerrymander that whole section right out, and then get myself a subcommittee that would get me to lose with the votes, and therefore clenched it.
Just try that gerrymandering business in my labyrinth.
Staircases, I think you've done quite well for yourself. You had
He's already
MC
the king.
Escher do that for you a few decades
did.
ago.
That's
The work is done.
such a good scene.
And how many bombs? How many bombs does it take to rule the world,
A 1, a 2, a
Mr.
3.
Mr. J.
How
Sounds
many?
like a
How many
Hans
abandoned?
Zimmer question.
How many abandoned mannequin factories must one inhabit before the world itself is yours?
Well, first of all, thank you for throwing it my way. I appreciate you as a fellow Christian. Thank you so much. I'm not to just dominate the world, guys. It's not my bag. I don't like people. I don't know if you've gotten that from my work. What I do like is destroying, but you know what? Riddler beat me to it. Because back in 2010, he said, hey, I'm going to create this thing called social media. And it's going to give people a way to talk about their thoughts and feelings. And I said, well, that just sounds stupid. And he goes, I know. And that's all it's going to be is stupidity. And people are going to think stupidity is real. And I said, you can't get away with that. And he said, ha. And you know what? It's working. Because it's crazy out there right now. And it's really going downhill because of social media. That's why I stick on MySpace. That's my home. That's where I live. And I look at that. So just social media, just really make a new, like a TikTok thing or something. You know, Jeff knows what I'm talking about. So I was luring the kids back into the labyrinth. So, you know, I just think just social media alone and, you know, something with the Kardashians, I guess. I mean, sign of the times, right? They're terrible people. They really are.
It's a brilliant plan. I must just be careful.
Gators wearing crowns, by the way?
Gators.
Oh, my little friend.
Oh.
That tiger is adorable.
I'm sorry, I'm lost on that one.
Well, I have a small friend of mine who is a little snappy around other friends of mine who are me. If you've not watched the Loki series, it's a little abstract and convoluted. There is an alligator version of Loki. I didn't say spoiler alert, but
It's given on this show.
Yeah.
It's done. If I'm behind at this point, it's my fault. So
He's got little horns. He's pretty cute.
all right,
He's
I will.
I've yet
immediately
to watch this, and I need to now. I want it.
Oh, well,
know
that will spoil it. That will spoil a major moment for you.
Oh, Killer Croc is not taking him well at all. He really is upset about that. Killer Croc eats somebody, it's a problem. This guy eats an arm. Everybody's like, oh. He's very upset right now. He's very upset.
Well, I imagine he's also upset due to his other semi-aquatic friend making such a splash debut.
I know. We bring it up all the time.
I know.
Oh, you DC Universe folks, so touchy.
I know when Stallone beats you because he phoned in something literally over his phone, it's a bit of a sensitive subject.
I haven't seen it yet. Please
Didn't
don't
care for
spoil
Margot
it.
Robbie. Didn't care for her for some reason. Can't put my finger on it.
Well, what about you, ladies? What plans of world domination do our lovely hosts have?
Can we say the show? Just the show in general.
Yeah, I think we
Do
can
we
go
just-
there.
It's going to be world domination with Skynet. And hold on, I can see what
Yeah.
else we can throw in here.
Skynet doesn't end well for people.
Yeah.
No,
Apparently-
no, it doesn't.
I'm sort of fine with that.
I think that's what Facebook is Skynet, probably.
Apparently, TikTok and Facebook think that I'm trying to take over the world with cleavage because I keep getting banned. So
It's
I
not-
guess
Yes.
that was my attack.
That's your superpower.
Well, I'm just going to go out on a limb and tell you. I mean, you already know TikTok hates me. TikTok shuts down everything that I do. For every 4 videos I post, one actually makes it through. Most of them get shut down. I don't think it's for cleavage. Mine is not quite as lovely as Lauren's, but I think mine might be the F-bomb constantly.
If it were 2 weeks ago, I'd say, well, we could always start an OnlyFans if things get too hot for TikTok. Unfortunately, that's gone out the window as well.
Too
What?
sad.
Wait, what?
They're
Did I
banning
miss
people
something?
for mentioning it.
OnlyFans has
Oh.
banned adult content, and so now everyone who produces that for money must find a new mainstay for producing content.
And in
Please,
related
please,
news, the
Brian,
post
please.
office will no longer be delivering letters.
Clayface has been crying for weeks because he's got to go back to crime. He's been doing, well, let's just say the avant-garde videos on OnlyFans. Loki knows what I'm talking about. He was a horse.
I unfortunately do. Yes,
I don't know. I'm getting the feeling he might have been a horse. Was he a horse?
No. I sometimes take an executive producer role in certain small independent productions.
That are equestrian themed.
Oh my!
So there's no OnlyFans for that anymore. You'll have to find a new.
I
New
know.
venue.
There's going to have to be a new line of income for several
Oh,
people.
you
I
know,
The next
you know,
one who
there's
comes up.
already one out there by now. There's no lag in that.
No fans.
No fans.
That's exactly right.
Rename it.
No
No
fans.
fans.
That'd be me.
And Christopher wins.
That was on time.
Love it.
Okay, so we have villains. One time DL and I had a cackle off. Do you have an evil villain laugh? Can you give us an evil villain laugh?
Oh, well.
I want to hear it.
We're going to have to start with the Joker because, I mean, look at him. He's about to fall
No,
out.
you always finish with your closer. All right, let everyone else have a shot.
I don't know. Have you ever heard the witch's cackle? You might not be the closer here.
Oh, I
I
think
think-
it's going to be
Challenged.
adorable.
Oh.
I think perhaps
Who?
Sounds like we're gonna have a cackle off. I like it.
I once again would like to step down and lose this fight, therefore win.
Quitter. Quitter.
I guess
Did you
I'm going.
laugh?
I guess I'm going first then.
Yes,
All right.
please.
And it's rather sad actually if you are familiar with the film because he has to force it literally. It's kind of well. That's it.
a good one.
That was a good
I
impression.
rather enjoy that.
Yes.
That's all he's got, and he has
That
to
was
remind
it?
everyone
Wait.
else that he's funny.
Wait a minute. Do it again. Did I-
Sometimes
did I-
less is more. Yes, it's good.
That's the Goblin King's way.
I love it. Okay, who's up next? DL?
No, I think you should go next. You have a good.
Me?
You have a good cackle. You have a good. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, love it.
That's
Love
lovely.
it.
Fantastic.
Does that mean me?
Yeah.
It does. Oh, that is excellent.
Wonderful. I'm getting Halloween vibes over here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
All right,
reason.
Kat, who's possibly bald under a wig, your turn.
I don't have anything. I'm not a cackler.
That's the correct strategy. You and I are in the winner's circle. Good.
I don't think you know how winner circles work. Hard of defeat.
I'm in like 11 movies. All right. I think I know how this game works. Keep losing until you get to the final movie. And your own
Bring up
TV series.
films. We don't bring up
That's-
recent films. We don't bring up recent films, all right? It's a bit of a sore
That's a
subject.
good.
But do you have a series?
I have a Keen Phoenix. Kiss my life.
He has Mark Hamill. I mean,
Oh, okay. All right. Yes.
With that. Oh, Chris, your insights are always a revelation.
Christopher is my new favorite person. That's
Chris is
all.
a good man.
He's
a good
on
man.
all cylinders right now. Is it my turn?
yes.
See, I don't normally do the actual Joker laugh because I like to do more of a Mark Hamill laugh. You know?
Cabana boy, I'll give you $20 to
Should be
mute
a bit
him.
more sinister, a bit more. Something of that nature, you know, as a basic starter.
And
lovely.
family.
That's the reason they call me Big Papa.
The king bows to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sometimes a villain. I appreciate that. Your Majesty, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And people who don't know Luis Guzman is terrible.
Bitch.
Terrible.
I'm gonna have to Google later. I'm the person who I know characters, but I don't know the actors' names, and so I'll look them
He
up
was-
and be like, "Oh, that guy from that thing."
He was in Boogie Nights.
I've never seen it.
You have not seen that?
What year did it come out?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's in the 90s. It was
Sorry.
25 years old or 30 years old by now.
Loki and Joker. I can't even
Loki
read.
and Joker.
Loki and Jokey.
Loki and Jokey. That's officially. That's a
We'll
thing
combine
now.
them. We'll combine them and call them the Loker.
The Loki.
There
Joker.
we go.
And
I like
Yeah.
Jokey.
Jokey.
that crossover.
Right. I'm
that sounds like a
Jennifer Lopez,
power
he's Ben
couple.
Affleck. That's all I'm saying. If we're doing this, we're doing it right.
I really hate to say this, but we are officially at the top of the hour, and we are pretty much out of time. And that's awful because this was a lot of fun.
This went so fast.
This was huge fun.
I know.
If you're in need of more time, I can probably talk to some people. I happen to know a few of the authorities. But
Well, you know,
That
I do
guy
know the
from
cabana
Elsa,
boy
wasn't it?
upstairs working the equipment, so there's that too. So
Tell Carlos we all said hi.
well, it has been a pleasure.
It has been wonderful. Thank y'all so much for coming
It
on the
was-
show.
oh
Yes.
yes,
Thank
Pleasure
you
was
all
all
for being
yours.
here.
Yay, the awkward pause. There's always one.
yeah. With us, there's a few, but you know, well, that was fun while it lasted. Thanks for the stream, everyone. I know it went too fast. It went way too fast.
And
Well, I
Christopher,
do-
thanks for your comments.
Yes. I had
Thank you all
fun.
for chiming in, especially everyone who loves me.
We'll have a
Aw.
virtual tip jar so you can let either of the gentlemen here make your telephone answering box there, so you have a nice.
Head
I know,
on
if
over
you
to
love us-
villainous.com. We're all three going to be dancing later. Make sure you go over there.
And real
Well-
quick before we jump off, sorry,
Please,
DL.
jump.
I
Please.
just don't want to leave them out. Where do we find you if we were looking for you on the lines?
Yes.
Where do we find you? Loki, go.
Oh,
Damn.
as you can see right here-ish, Loki Hates You. You can, as they say, Google me, or just simply search on any of your favorite social media as To the Riddler's Delight, and you will find me there occupying my small space in that domain. Loki Hates You. Out.
Sirius Moonlight, where can we find you?
Look for Sirius Moonlight. If you find a guy in Australia, that's not me. Sirius Moonlight Bowie Tribute.com, Sirius Moonlight on Sirius_Moonlight on TikTok, Sirius Moonlight Bowie Tribute on Facebook. So look for Sirius Moonlight Bowie Tribute, and you'll find me.
Can we hear Sirius Moonlight as it's sung?
As it is Sirius Moonlight.
All right.
I don't have a jingle yet, but I'll work on one.
Okay, and the Joker, where are you? There you are. Where can we find
You
you?
can find me doing what I do on the news normally, but on social media I go by The Jowers. The and Jowers, big J, not so little hours. And there you can find me on TikTok and Instagram doing what I do, posting my things. You can also look up Chris Jowers for a book and a podcast called The Confession of Johnny 8.
Nice.
Yay, that's been fun. That's been fun. I think he might be truly, truly evil deep down inside.
Somebody is looking for a night out at the Sizzler. I'm just saying.
Bring the fly swatter.
Okay, I think that is it. What were you trying to say earlier, DL?
Well, I was just going to say thank you to the Cabana Boy and Toy Robot Visual Arts, who are always helping us behind the scenes. And thank you to Back at the Cereal Box for allowing us to do this every couple of Sunday evenings. We enjoy this so much. As always, thank you to the Jowers. Thank you to Loki Hates You. And thank you so much to Sirius Moonlight. We are now officially fangirling and following all of you guys and are so in love because, you know, we love all of our villains.
We do.
Yes.
So until you see us next time, pleasant screams.
Bye.
Bye.